Hey everyone. So yeah, jumping right into the thick of it, Taro and Slur finally meet, or as it's revealed, Slur's real name is Uzuki. And more importantly, that Taro and Uzuki know each other. That there's a history there. So now the question is what kind of history? And knowing the line of work Sakamoto was involved in, likely a very bloody history. But I like how this reveal does kind of tie back to what the video store owner warned Sakamoto about earlier in the series, that some old friends are likely to start popping up again. And it needs to be aware of that. Like, he was, in a sense, talking about Uzuki, and we've never, and the funny thing about this reel to me is we've never really gotten a lot of Taro's thought process and seeing him piecing things together. That's mostly been through the perspectives of other characters. So it does make me curious if there was ever a point leading up to this confrontation that Taro realized that Slur was Uzuki, or at least had a feeling it was him, because his response at seeing Uzuki and saying, you're still alive, could go either way, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had something of an, even though he mostly believed it was Uzuki was dead, I think he had something of an inkling he was still alive. Like, and just I think he almost feared just the idea of Uzuki being alive in general. I also like which again, given how things went down between Uzuki and Sakamoto and Taro in this chapter, not unheard of. Like, Uzuki is truly a monster. I also like how when the action picks up again and Slur goes on the attack, Taro's immediate response is to tell Shin to go to just get out, just get out of the building, leave now, because when Taro realized Uzuki was alive, like, he realized in that his fight or flight response kicked in, and he realized he was the only one who can handle Uzuki. Like, there's no one else who can. Which, yeah, on that note, one thing I also really appreciate about this chapter is how swiftly paced it was. Like, it did not waste any time getting to the confrontation between Gaku fighting Takamura and the confrontation between Uzuki. And I really appreciate that because now it gives us more firm idea of what's going on, but also with Uzuki himself, I really appreciate the tie to Sakamoto in the sense of showing more of the theme of the whole series itself, which is that, like, Taro's whole idea about leaving the JAA and retiring and just becoming a shop owner, he thought he could just leave. He just thought he could leave that life behind, but as we're finding out more and more, that's not a life that's easy to leave behind, and that it's a life that carries a lot of ghosts from that has a lot of ghosts from the past that continue to haunt Sakamoto, even if no matter how hard he tries to just live a normal life. Like Sakamoto thought he could escape from all that, but now he can't, knowing that Uzuki is alive, which, yeah, let's talk about that, because Taro's comment about Uzuki being alive seems to indicate that they not only knew each other, but Taro was also the one who killed, quote unquote, killed Uzuki. So now it's just a question of why, and what are the circumstances that led to Taro having to kill Uzuki. Like, I mean, with the guy's rampage and hate to the JAA, we have a decent framework of an idea, but this had to have been personal for Taro himself. Like, in like Uzuki's rampage of destroying the JA, wouldn't be surprised if people Taro knew personally also got caught in the crossfire of all. It wouldn't be shocking anyway. But outside of that, yeah, really not much more else to talk about, as the other half of this chapter is really just Gaku and Takamura, like, flexing on each other before Gaku gets thrown out the building, which, hey, credit where it's due. The fact that Gaku even survived as long as he did when fighting an old pro like Takamura is impressive in itself. Although Takamura does have some explaining to do, because it is feeling more and more like he kind of led Taro into this direction, because I think he knew he couldn't face Uzuki alone, which says something about the fact that like with Takamura being the certified overpowered old man archetype of this series, and even he was worried whether he could kill Uzuki or not. It says something about how much of a threat Uzuki himself is. But yeah, guys, That's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Blue Sky, Analyst Crunchyroll. Be sure to push the bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight signing off. Later, everyone.